Hello everybody, welcome back to Bear Trader. Today I want to go over 6 of the stock will report on Monday, and then I will go over the indices. Alright, so let's start with Berkshire Hathaway. Short term is a little bit oversold. Long term is oversold. And this was when it put the top when Warren Buffett announced his retirement. And it went down, let me see. It went down about 12%. Okay. So let's take a look at the stock. Let's see. Okay, let me okay, so it's been bouncing between the orange lines, and from here it looked like it bounced a little bit yesterday, but still did not bounce much. So this was the support here, and you can see it went over here. Well, so that we have a lot of pivot points. For the oversold condition, and you can see it tried to break out of the channel and back in, and then testing this resistance, and slowly it's kind of moved sideways between the wedge of this orange line resistance and the support of the green line. In a way, short term, it has a little bit of a bear flag. So maybe we might have a little bit bounce, and then it'll come down more and pull back a little bit more. But it really depends on the number. So for a pullback, I expect it to come down to 467. At about, I would say, so the bear flag here with the red, I would say at about 50%, because the oversold, it kind of like cancel it a little bit. For a bounce, it might come up as much at 484 or 485 here at 50%. If there was not for the bear flag, I would say it has a more chance of breaking out and test this high because of the oversold condition. But again, it will come to the outlook and the earning number. It has to be really good, otherwise we will have a pullback. BioNTech, short-term oversold, long-term is a little bit overbought. If I draw a trend line for midterm, so it looks like it's been bouncing here, come back down, bounce again, and broke below. So there would be a chance of coming back to test the orange line at 112. And I would say about 40% to 45%. If the number is just decent to good, outlook is neutral or positive. Otherwise, 55% will have a pullback at about 97. 55%. I think I see maybe there's a little bit of a support right here at 104 or maybe at 102 because of an aim shape right here. It might or may not play out, but that's what I'm seeing. But still, these are still the level and percentage will a little bit more to the downside. For ON semiconductor, short-term oversold a little bit, overbought long-term after the April rally. If I draw a trend line, it looked like it touched the support line. Okay. So I'm seeing it might bounce at about I would give it I would give it about about 50% only, and pull back to probably here at 47, 50% as well. Well, the reason is for short term we might have a bounce, but long term oversold, and with I would say even decent number, neutral outlook, we have a pullback because for a long term, the expectation is a little bit higher, so it need to come in. The number need to come in really strong. Otherwise, we have a pullback breakdown. Tyson Foods, oversold short term, oversold long term. So it just needs a little bit, just decent number and neutral outlook. We will have a bounce. So a bounce will have more chance. E1. We switch to long term. So you can see it's been bouncing off of the purple line, broke down, came up and tested like always, and then pull back and coming lower. So 45 will be the limit. If the number coming not like really good, I'm sorry, really bad, and outlook is negative, and I will see about, I'll say 30 to 35% only, and we have a bigger bounce, a bigger chance of a bounce to 64 at about 65 and 70%. All right, next is one of the very favorite stock of a lot of people, very well known now, popular, and we will see how it goes here. So long term is overbought, short term also overbought. So before when it was around here, I say most likely we have a pullback here at the orange line. Came up a little bit and then pull back more to about 112. But guess what? I was wrong. So what do we have now? I'm going to remove all this stuff so it's easier to see. Okay, but these levels are actually important, so I will keep them. So will they run more? They might, but they might stop, just like what happened to Meta. Basically there's max 7, right? So let's draw trend line and see. All right, again, if I'm looking at it now, look like it came down right here at the support level, so it might have a bounce, but there's more chance of it pulling back, and the number had to be really good. I think I saw that there's a contract with Army, so maybe if it come up, we might see 160 again at about only 35% to 40%. However, more chance of pulling back to 145 at about 65 to 70%. 145. Just due to the oversold condition, and expectation is higher now than even the last earning, so they need to deliver or it will pull back for sure. Another favorite stock, HIMS. So here, last time I looked at it, it was earning, and they say due to the level here trying to test the resistance, it might come up and break out, and then it will test this level here. After that, I check it again maybe like 3 weeks later or so, or 4 weeks, and then I saw the bull flag, and it was around here, and then I say, okay, look like it's gonna test 65. All right, so it came up close, and then due to the NVO Novo Nordics Nordish or Nordish, yeah, NVO, the news came out and it plunged down to 42, and after that it keep running back up and almost that's the all-time high back in February. So now what do we have? So take this out. The short term is overbought, long term also overbought. All right. But what we see here is this. This one is some people call it tombstone, right? A doji. This is the reversal candle, and that signal play out and confirm. But the number, what about the number? Right now the number had to be really, really good. Otherwise, we have a pullback right here at about 53. And that will be about, let's say, 17-18%. Because the expectation will be very high and the outlook need to be really, really positive. Number coming really, really good. Well, if they do coming really, really good, we might see 70. And it's only about, I was about 30%. And 53 got about 65-70%. All right. So we got all those. Let me check, see anything else. And if I draw the trend line, you can see it's going to touch this support here. So it's about right. And here as well, the last high right here and all this pivot point. So 53 is a good level, and I think it's possible for pullback. All right, let me do a quick review on the indices. SPX, I say most likely it's going to come down to 6190, and it actually came close on Friday at about 62.12. All right, so looked like it touched, came back, right? So basically it is upper line right here. So it came down, right? It came down again, bounce here, but when it back up, new time high, came back and tested, right? It's overbought short term and overbought long term. So we have more chance of coming back down to about 6,000. So what I'm thinking is might come down maybe to about 61 or even 6,100 at 6,000, and then it's gonna bounce back to maybe 61.45. And why 61.45? Because it's right here. 61.40 is where the last high is. Usually that's what it does. Or it's gonna come down to 61.45 and then bounce up and then come back down. So we have to see. But I'm thinking that will be more down. Or maybe, you know what, let's do this. Okay, come up, then back down. So 61.40. All right, so the picture would be looking like, and then bounce probably here 62 something, and then come back down again. So that would be the path for the short term for SPX S&P 500. Nasdaq 22,500, not really, but it did a pull back down, and again it might come down more at 52,200, and then we have a bounce, then pull back to about 21,800. But basically is to be like, because it's been overbought as well, and with the tariff news, it might push down even more. All right, next is Dow Jones. All right, so here's what interesting. Dow Jones was somehow did a little bit better with the bull flag here, and then it came up, but guess what? In a way, it's right at the triple top, right? And then came down, the pullback. So it did not go as low as I predicted, but maybe next week as well. And then after that, it touched 42,660, come up, and then go back down here, right at 42,000. All right, so look like we have more downside to go. Russell 2000. Well, I predicted it would go down to test 214, so it did right on yesterday, and a little bit oversold now compared to the other one. Long term is still overbought, but short term is a little bit oversold. So, well, the other one, they're coming down, so it will come down as well. It will come down to the look like at 209. Bounce like the other one, maybe 214, and then come down to 200. Perfect even number. All right, so if you can see here, you can see it's trying to come up, broke back into the channel, come down, bounce again, broke down, came up, test, pull back, came up a little bit more, test the previous high right here, and then pull back. So look like we will test 209 very soon, or even 208. But that, for now, this is the short term for Russell 2000. All right, thanks everybody. I will review more probably next week, and I will do with oil, dollar, gold, and lumber as well. Thanks for watching. Please hit a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.